During the pentagram rite, I saw a mesh like broken slivers, mostly empty space, but these were red. With the first set of vibrations, it was like there were red hooks hanging off the rim of the bowl. Then there was peculiarity when it came to orange. And then on the left, or the southeast, was a rising of purple. And with the fifth set of vibrations, there was a shape changing of an open yellow around red dots. During the final reading, I felt a bit warm, and during the final scrying, it was like there were lines, and these lines alternated between orange and purple, and they seemed to radiate out from this little stand here, but they were not seen for a bit of the space here. Some things, I'm not sure whether they are assorted thoughts or whether they are attempts at song lyrics. There's a page that says territorial pissings or Tourette's or something like that, and it doesn't have the lyrics to that. So that was something where the lyrics were arranged later, and some of the things go back and forth between one song and the other. I think of what was said by Blind Melon about their lyric process is that they would intentionally do that they'd have something and then they'd take it and put it elsewhere. As much as I would have liked to hear Nirvana cover the songs in the lists that we see here, definitely I would agree with Kurt Cobain's talk about, you don't want to just learn other people's art, that you want to develop your own. And he talks about how he developed his own style of the chords from Louie Louie and all that. He talks about how things change, when you have a kid. And regardless of how you feel about each other, when you have a kid together, you have to be right towards each, you have to treat each other right in front of the kid. And there's, consideration of his relationship with the parents. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to be friends with your parents. And you don't have to necessarily talk to them as much as people say that you should talk to them. La, la, la. Was this just an idea straight up for a song and we don't have this? There's talk about notebooks that were stolen from him. There's talk about conspiracy theorists being, more right than can be explained. And now, conspiracy theorists is a term that arose to discredit people with, things that would interfere with the control of the media or the government. So that's, understandable from that angle. His idea that the fascists and the communists are on the same side, well, that's actually right in terms of, if you look at government being left-wing, the greatest degree of government control, right-wing, the libertarians and the real anarchists. A lot of anarchists are just fascist, right? And honestly, if an artist makes it, it shouldn't be that they're like the welfare providers for the ones that don't quite make it. There's other jobs that people can do if, they don't make it in their art. Certainly he got some ideas about just how different Republicans and all that sort of stuff are. And certainly his parents would have been around, and grandparents would have been around the generation where sexism and racism ruled. And some areas, it may not be the law, but it's more common than others. The ideas for some music videos went a little too far for what could be conveyed, right? The idea for the Rape Me video would have, some elements of that wouldn't have quite worked. And the heart-shaped box video, well, that was kind of, some of those we got to see, but not quite in those degrees. The Come As You Are video, the Smells Like Teen Spirit video sounded, if it did show, it probably would have lost money because they would have taken it off the air, even in a pre-2001 world, which, this, did anything really change? Because people suffered about it, but now family helped him to realize that, the situation about his concerns of conspiracies and all that was, you do what you can with your own family. And of course, when you have kids, then the concern can be focused there, and parents can actually accomplish something. And back to the art of others, the idea of just sitting there and absorbing information and being a fan, it's like, well, contribute thought-wise to the whole process. Maybe the editors and stuff aren't going to pay attention to you or whatever, but, contribute more than quotes. It's like the people who do philosophy, but they don't do philosophy. They just quote philosophers. That's not philosophy. And there's those thoughts of, well, what if he grew old and that sort of stuff about how other people wanted him to fail. And realizing that drugs and the rest of it tend to be escapes and may take multiple processes. And those processes may be just another version of religion for people.